Hello, dear students. Today we are going to continue with third topic or a chapter of the animal ecology, that is population. Friends, already in a previous topics we have explained about the definition and several aspects regarding the population. So today also we are going to discuss about the introduction and different attributes or the characteristics of the population. So, a population is a group of individuals of a particular species in a particular area at a unit time or a given time. So, population can be defined as a total number of organisms or total number of individuals belonging to same species in a particular area at a given time or unit time is called as a population. A population may be monospecific. It means population can have the individuals or a total number of organisms belonging to a single species or only one species, and hence the population can be called as a monospecific. Or the population can be a polyspecific, means the population can have a total number of organisms belonging to several species or many species. So, population can be a monospecific or a polyspecific. But in previous chapters, we have explained the definition or the term community also. So, community is defined as a total number of individuals or the organisms in a given area at a given time belonging to several species or the different species. It means the definition of community and the polyspecific population are same. So monospecific population means the population or the total number of organisms or the individuals belonging to same species or a particular species in a given area at a given time is called as a population or a monospecific population, and the total number of organisms or the individuals in a given area at a given time belonging to different species or all species or the many species is called as a community or is also called as a polyspecific population. So, population is defined as a group of individuals or a total number of individuals of a particular species in a particular area at a unit time is called as population. A population may be a monospecific, that is belonging to only one species, or a polyspecific belonging to several species or many species. Members of population have similar structure and history. Members of population have similar structure and history and inbreed among themselves and producing a fertile offsprings. And also they have similar gene pool or a similar gene stock. And this is because of their inclusion in a single species as they are belonging to, since the population contains a total group or total number of organisms or individuals belonging to single species, it is quite obvious that they are having similar morphology, or they inbreed among themselves. So males or females, male and female organisms belonging to same species, they can interbreed and producing fertile offsprings because they are belonging to same species. Since they are belonging to same species, they are having similar gene pool or stock. For example, fish population of river Ganga, fish population of river Ganga, or the lion population of Gir forest, the lion population of Gir forest, or peacock population of India, peacock population of India, and so on. So these are the several examples of the population. Means these are the group of organisms or the individuals belonging to particular species in a particular area or a region at a given time or a unit of time is called as population. The populations may be subdivided into demes. The populations may be subdivided into a demes or a local populations. Demes or a local populations in which small interbreeding units of the organisms lives. So these are the some restricted regions or the areas where a definite number of individuals of the same species lives, and thus these smaller groups of the organisms or the individuals belonging to same species which are interbreeding units and which are living together in a definite regions are called as the demes or the local population. The study of population dynamics is called as demography. The study of population dynamics is called as demography. So population is not always constant or static. So it means there is a change. There is a change in a population. There is a change in a population of the organisms or the individuals of a single species or a many species, whatever. But when we consider a total number of individuals present in a particular area at a given time may have same species or may belongs to several species, but the total number is not constant. The total number of individuals in a particular area may have single species or several species is not constant, but it is continuously changing. It is continuously changing, and thus this change of the population in a particular area and its study is called as a demography. So the study of population dynamics is called as a demography. The main aim of the demographic study is to quantify the changes in a population by finding out the number of births, deaths, immigrants or emigrants. So we can study the demography or the demographic study is useful for the determination or to quantify what kind of changes occurring in a population, and with the help of this we can find out the number of birth or a birth rate, death rate, number of organisms which are adding or getting into the particular population, that is immigrants, and how much number of or what number of the organisms that leaves or that goes away or out from the particular population, that is emigration. So immigration, rate of emigration or rate of immigration, rate of immigration or rate of emigration, or number of individuals died or number of individuals born. So that kind of study can be done with the help of demographic study, that is the population dynamics. So the study of population dynamics is called as demography, and the main aim or the purpose of demographic study is to quantify or to determine the changes in a population so as to find out the number of births or number of deaths or number of organisms added in the population or number of individuals left or lost from the population. Then we are going to study various type of attributes or the characteristics of the population in detail. We are going to study the characteristics of the population in a detail. So we know the populations are not static or a constant. Populations are not static or constant at all time, but they are dynamic entities. But they are dynamic entities and always changing. Populations are not constant or static at all time, but they are dynamic entities and always changing. The population characteristics are, it has several characteristics. We are going to study these characteristics of the population in a detail one by one, such as population density, natality, mortality, fecundity, age ratio, sex ratio, dispersal, dispersion, and survivorship curves. So these are the some of the attributes or the characteristics of the population. So while the study of demography or while the study of population dynamics, will have to study or various aspects, will have to study the various aspects or the characteristics of the population, and they are population density. First is population density, then a natality, third one is mortality, fourth one is fecundity, age ratio, sex ratio, dispersal, dispersion, and the survivorship or the survivorship curves. So these are the important characteristics of the populations, and which we are going to study in detail one by one. So first we will explain the first characteristics of the population, that is population density. So first one is a population density. So what is population? Already we have explained the population. What is population? The total group or the total number of individuals, or the group of individuals or the organisms belonging to particular species or a single species in a given area, in a given area at a given time is called as population. So what is population density then? Population density is defined as the total number of individuals inhabiting or living in a specific area of the habitat or of the environment for a particular period of time is called as population density. Population density means it's a simply a measurement or a counting. It is just a number or a counting number or a measurement. It is a measurement. So population density is a just a measurement or a total number of individuals or organisms living in a specific area or inhabiting specific area of the habitat in a definite area at a given time. In a definite area at a given time is called as population density. or it can be defined as density is the number of individuals. Density is the number of individuals or the total number of individuals. Density is the total number of individuals per unit area at a given time. Per unit area at a given time is called as population density. Now, you might have cleared the definition. Population density, that is total number of individuals inhabiting or living in a definite area or in a unit area at a given time or in a unit time is called as population density. Population density is defined as the number of individuals, total number of individuals or the organisms per unit area at a given time is called as population density. Population density means the total number of individuals belonging to same species occurring in a given area or in a unit area at a given time. It is usually expressed in terms of biomass. Biomass, we know the biomass means total amount of living material in a given area. It is usually, population density is usually expressed in terms of biomass, that is the total amount of living material in a given area. For example, on a land or on a definite area, on a land in a given unit area or in a definite area, that is 1000 trees per hectare. For example, on a land in a given unit area that is a hectare here means 2.5 acre. 2.5 acre is equivalent to 1 hectare. So on a land or in a area of per hectare or in an area of a hectare, that is 2.5 acre, and how much biomass or how much population density is there? That is 1000 trees. So 1000 trees. So there are total number of trees 1000, may have single species or a many species. So usually the population density is expressed in terms of the biomass, that is total amount of living material or a biomass in a given area. And for example, on a land or on a area of a hectare, there are 1000 trees. So trees may be belonging to single species or different species or several species. So for example, on a land in a given unit area, 1000 trees per hectare. So this is a total amount of living material or the trees in the form of 1000 trees on a land with a measurement or the area of 1 hectare. The unit area used to measure density varies. The unit area used to measure density varies. For example, number of microorganisms per liter of water. So unit area for the measurement. Suppose we are going to measure the population density of the microorganisms, then how much should be the unit area? Because the microorganisms which are having much smaller size or they are microscopic or submicroscopic, and at this condition we'll have to consider the unit area, that is only a liter of water, only 1 liter of water. So for example, the unit area used for the measurement of the density, it varies from organism to organism. For example, for counting or for the measurement of the population density of microorganisms, the unit area is a liter of water. For example, number of organisms per liter of water. For large animals, for the measurement or for counting population density of the large animals or the plants, the unit of the area will be the acre or the square kilometer may be the unit. For counting of the large animals or the plants, what will be the unit? Unit will be either the acre or a square kilometer. The complete count of individuals, in an area is called as a census. So what is census? Census means complete count, total count of the individuals in an area is called as a census. So whatever the area uh, which is to be considered for the measurement of the population density, irrespective of the species. The organisms may be animals, plants, or microorganisms. So whatever the living entities present in the particular area, so total counting of which is done is called as a census. So the complete count of individuals, total count of individuals in an area is called as a census. Then measurement of the population density. How the measurement of the population density is done, or how the population density will be calculated. So there are various methods of counting the population density. There are various methods of population density. There are various methods of the counting or the measurement of the population density, such as total count. One of the method is total count. Means in an area, whatever the area where we are going to measure or count the population density, so the total organisms may be plant, may be animals, or animals of same particular species, or the plants of one species, whatever the survey may be. So such as total counts means where the number of total individuals is counted. Whatever the total plants or the trees or the animals of a particular species or different species or all the species, whatever, what kind of survey, that will depend upon the studies of the population dynamic or the population studies. So, total counts, total number of plants or animals that are counted from a study area or the survey area. Then quadrate sampling. Another method is quadrate sampling, means the sample quadrates. Quadrates means a quadrate may have various shapes. Quadrate may be a square shape, rectangular, or a circle, or a triangle. So there are various shapes of the quadrates which can be considered for the measurement or the counting of the population density. That is called as quadrate sampling, where there are several units. There are smaller and smaller units, small units from different regions of the area are considered, and which are then whatever the numbers that we'll get from the quadrate sampling, that will be then explorated. That will be then be explorated or calculated to obtain or to find out the total number or the total population density. That is quadrate sampling. So there are quadrates which are prepared in an area at different places, and from where the measurement of the population density is done. Then marking recapture method, removal sampling method, plotless method, etc. So there are various methods of the counting population density, which we are going to study in detail in our syllabus. There are methods, that is transect method, total count method or quadrate method and transect method. So we are going to study some of the methods of the measurement of the population density, which will explain under separate heading, that is measurement of the population density. So there are various methods of the counting of population density, such as total counts, quadrate sampling, marking recapture method, removal sampling, plotless method, relate method, etc. Density can be calculated by the formula. Population density can be calculated by the formula, that is capital D is equal to small n by small a by small t. Capital D is equal to small n divided by a divided by small t. Capital D is equal to small n by small a divided by small t, where capital D is a density, small n is number of individuals, small a is area, and small t is a time. So these are the some notations which are considered while the measurement or the calculation of the population density. Then next point is natality. Next characteristic of the population, that is natality. What is natality? Natality is the birth rate of the population, means number of individuals produced in a particular population or belonging to a particular species or of a particular species. Natality or a birth rate of a population. Natality or a birth rate of a population. Population means is again a number of organisms or the individuals, a group of individuals belonging to single species, and these are interbreeding populations having males and females, and they undergoes the process of reproduction or sexual reproduction and producing or giving birth to the new organisms or the new individuals. And there is a definite rate of the birth or the addition or the reproduction of the new individuals in a population. That is a natality or a birth rate of a population, and is defined as the number of new individuals produced. Birth rate or the natality of a population is defined as the number of new individuals produced. By birth, hatching, germination, multiplication, or fission in a unit time. Natality is the birth rate or the number of new individuals produced in a unit time. Is called as natality. So birth rate or the new individuals can be produced by various methods of the reproduction, that is birth. In case of viviparous animals, wherever there is a sexual reproduction and mother gives birth to her young one or the infants or her babies, so that is birth. Hatching, in case of oviparous animals, where the young ones or the new individuals are produced from the eggs, from the fertilized eggs, as in birds. Viviparous, that is mammals. So in a population, new individuals are produced either by birth. In case of mammals, for example, they are viviparous, and the new individuals are produced by birth. Hatching, in case of oviparous animals like birds, fishes, frogs, where the new individuals are produced from the fertilized eggs, that is hatching. Germination, in case of plants. New plants are produced from the seeds by the germination of seeds in the soil. Then multiplication, in case of multiplication or the fission. In case of several lower invertebrates or even in plants, wherever there is a asexual method of reproduction like transverse binary fission or a fission. So, in case of the animals or the plants, wherever there is a asexual mode of reproduction, that is, reproduce or they produce new individuals by simple fission or a division, that is multiplication or a fission in a unit time. So, natality is defined as the number of new individuals produced by birth, hatching, germination, multiplication or the fission in a unit time. So, we can define the natality in a single sentence or the line, that is, natality or the birth rate of a population is defined as the number of new individuals produced, in a unit time. New individuals produced in a unit time. In a natality, there are two aspects. Two aspects of the reproduction must be clear. We should know, we should have some idea regarding the process of reproduction. Two aspects of the reproduction must be clear. One, that is the concept of fertility. The concept of fertility is a physiological condition and it indicates an organism is breeding. An organism is breeding. It means the organisms which are capable of reproduction, that is, organism is breeding, and this is due to a suitable physiological condition available or present in them, which we can say as a fertility. So, we can say the particular individual is fertile, so as to consider or so as to say the particular organism or species of individual is fertile. So, this is the physiological condition, or this is the ability or the capacity of the individual or the organism to undergo or to fulfill the conditions so as to satisfy the reproduction, that is, production of new organism, that is a breeding. So, the concept of fertility is a physiological condition and this indicates the organism is breeding. So, normally fertile organisms are called as a breeding organisms, or they are capable of breeding or can undergo the reproduction. Then another aspect of reproduction, that is fecundity. Fecundity is an ecological concept. Fecundity is an ecological concept indicating the number of offsprings produced in a definite period. The one thing that is a physiological condition, that is capacity or the ability of the organism to undergo the process of breeding or the breeding activities so as to satisfy the sexual reproduction and the formation or development of the new organisms or the new individuals, that is breeding or a fertility. Fecundity is an ecological concept and this indicates the number of offsprings produced in a definite period. The natality varies among different organisms. The natality or the birth rate differs in a different organisms. So, the natality varies or differs among different organisms. Some species breed once in a year, means some species of individuals or the organisms, they breed or they can produce new individuals only once in a year. There are some species or the organisms, they can breed several times in a year, maybe 2, 3, 4 or more times. Some species or the organisms, they breed several times in a year, and there are some other species, they breed continuously, means throughout the year or generation after generation, continuously. So there is a continuous process of reproduction going on in a certain organisms. So there are some species of the animals, they breed only once in a year. For example, in the mammals, as in case of human being, for example, in case of human being, the adult human beings or the persons can reproduce or can produce the new one or new individuals only once in a year. This is because of a a long gestation period of about 9 months that we know. So there are some species they can breed only once in a year. There are some species they can breed several times in a year. For example, sheep and goats, they can reproduce twice in a year. They can reproduce twice in a year, sheep, goats. There are two generations of the sheep and goats in a year. And others breeds continuously. There are some individuals, they can breed uh, once in a month, means 12 times in a year. Or they can breed continuously, as in rat, for example, mouse, or in a rat, they can reproduce continuously throughout the year, or there are several generations produced in a year, as in case of rat. So there are some species which can breed continuously. So when the conditions are ideal or optimum, when it can be said that when the conditions are ideal or the optimum, natality will be maximum, birth rate will be maximum. This is called as potential or absolute natality. It is called as potential or absolute natality. What is potential or absolute natality? When the conditions are ideal or optimum, the particular organism can reproduce or can produce new individuals to a maximum number. That is a potential or absolute natality, but it is theoretical. It is theoretical. It gives an idea about the probable rate of increase of population. So, with the help of a potential or the absolute natality, we can indicate or we can say that a particular maximum number of individuals can be produced by a particular species or by a particular population. New individuals can be produced by a particular population in a year or in a definite period. That is a potential or absolute natality. This is a theoretical, but it is a theoretical and it gives just an idea about the probable rate, probability or the probable rate of increase of population. But that will be a theoretical, that is not actual. So potential or absolute natality, potential or the absolute natality is not a it is just a chance or the probability, but this may be less than this. Actual or the realized natality will be different. So there are several factors, environmental factors or the nutrition, like factors like nutrition, temperature, or there are several other factors, uh, disease conditions or the environmental conditions which are interfering or interrupting with the reproduction like activities or breeding activities, and thus actual or realized natality might be different or less than the potential or the absolute natality. So it is a theoretical potential or the absolute absolute means a probable maximum uh, natality or maximum number of individuals, new individuals can be produced. That is called as a potential or absolute natality. But is theoretical and which will give us only an idea about the probable rate of increase of the population. The factors, the factors like nutrition, capacity of reproduction, each of the organism, each of the individual will have varied capacity or a different capacity of reproduction. Each of the individual is having, even they are belonging to same species, but are having different capacity of reproduction. Or nutrition, for example, the factor like nutrition, capacity of reproduction, or even some adverse conditions of the environment might interfere with the breeding activities and reduce the rate of reproduction of the individuals and reduce the rate of reproduction of the individuals. Therefore, in a specific environment, the actual birth rate is always less than potential natality. So, we are known to the potential or the absolute natality, uh, that is a number, a maximum number can be produced. That is just a probability. Or a theoretical aspect of the natality, that is number of new individuals produced in a particular population on the basis of their either fertility or the fecundity. So with the help of fecundity, we can just imagine, or we just can explain the potential or the maximum number of, that is a chance or the probability of the maximum number of individuals can be produced. That is just a imagination. But is not a actual or a real natality. So, because the factors like nutrition, capacity of reproduction, or certain other adverse conditions, unfavorable conditions of environment, like diseases, for example, can also interfere with the reproductive activities or the breeding activities, and ultimately will reduce the rate of reproduction of the individuals. And therefore, in a specific environment, the actual rate of the birth is always less than potential natality. This actual birth rate is called as specific natality or realized natality. This actual birth rate is called as specific natality or a realized natality. So, with up to this explanation, we can say that even though there is a more potential of reproduction of the species or a population, but actual birth rate or realized birth rate or the natality is always less than the potential or the absolute natality. So, realized natality or the specific natality or the actual birth rate is always less than potential or absolute natality. Natality of the population can be calculated by the formula. Natality of the population can be calculated by the formula such as capital B is equal to capital N into small n divided by small t, where capital B is birth rate per unit time. Capital N is initial number of individuals. Small n is new individuals produced in a population, and small t is a time. The specific natality over a period is expressed as, so in first case we can calculate the natality by the formula capital B is equal to capital N into small n by small t, where capital B is birth rate per unit time, capital N is initial number of individuals, small n is new individuals produced in a population, and small t is a time. The specific natality or the realized natality can be expressed or calculated by the formula small b is equal to capital N into small n divided by capital N into small t. Now we know small b is a birth rate or the natality, but we have considered the notation that is small b to express the specific or realized natality, and capital N into small n divided by capital N into small t, where capital N indicates the change in a time and change in a number in both numerator and denominator. That is, indicates capital N indicates the change in a number, that is capital N small n, and capital N small t, that is a change in a time. Capital N into small n representing change in number, and capital N into small t representing change in a time. So these are the formulae to calculate the either natality or a specific natality. So today we'll stop here. Next time we'll explain the third characteristics of the population, that is mortality. So today we'll stop here. Thank you.